of a series of lectures in photosynthesis. I wish to start from the basics. Please join the photosynthesis is the ultimate metabolism unique to certain crops that enrich the oxygenic mode of life that enabled life to thrive in this planet. It is understood that origin of life was anaerobic, but sustenance of life in this planet is only through the metabolism of photochemical conversion catalyzed by splitting of water molecules that is ubiquitous in this universe. This metabolism is the direct reason to enable entry of sunlight into the biosphere. Further, the oxygen liberated due to the photochemical reaction is the only way to maintain life in this universe with use as life gas as well as natural protective cover as ozone layer above the atmosphere. Physiologically, photosynthesis is an anabolic reaction leading to the synthesis of oxygen, energy currency ATP, and assimilatory power as in biological hydrogen NADPH, which is the storehouse of energy. Thermodynamically, photosynthesis can be regarded as energy transformation system wherein the light energy is transformed to chemical energy. In chemical terms, photosynthesis can be regarded as conversion of inorganic chemical forms to organic forms, thus sustaining life. In electrostatic terminology, photosynthesis is a series of redox reactions where, through a linear and cyclic flow of electrons, many molecules alternatively get oxidized and reduced to yield a final reduced compound, that is NADPH. Energetically, photosynthesis uses the solar energy to trigger the flow of protons through a catalyst that augments a phosphorylation reaction leading to the formation of ATP. Two light-powered molecular machines known as photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 operate in series to ultimately transfer electrons from water to nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate and to produce ATP. Both these molecules are required to transform carbon dioxide into biomass. Some of the pioneers who have unearthed the biochemistry underlying the most important photoconversion phenomenon on Earth is exhibited in this slide. Each kind of chlorophyll molecule or pigment molecule absorbs a light of specific wavelength, which is called its absorption spectrum. Chlorophyll A in ether solution shows maximum absorption at 662 nanometers in the red region and 430 nanometers in the blue region. Light of wavelength 400 to 700 nanometers is used for photosynthesis, and this is called photosynthetically active radiation or PARC. Action spectrum is that wavelength of light which shows maximum rate of photosynthesis. Even though chlorophyll A shows maximum absorption at blue and red regions, it shows maximum rate of photosynthesis only at the red region. Hence, 662 nanometers is the action spectrum of chlorophyll A. While working on chlorella using monochromatic light, Robert Emerson observed a sudden drop in the rate of photosynthesis at wavelengths greater than 680 nanometers, that is at 700 nanometers. Hence, this phenomenon is called the red drop. The red drop effect is a sharp decrease in quantum yield. Quantum yield is referred to as number of oxygen molecules released per quantum of light absorbed. So decrease in quantum yield at wavelengths greater than 680 nanometers in green plants was observed as an effect of red drop. In contrast, when a light of shorter wavelength than 700 nanometers is given along with red light, that is 680 nanometers, an increase in rate of photosynthesis was observed. Thus, an inefficient far red light becomes efficient along with a shorter wavelength light. This increase in rate of photosynthesis is referred to as Emerson's enhancement effect. This proves the existence of two photosystems operating in plants. Quantum yield is the rate of yield of photosynthesis in terms of number of oxygen molecules produced per quantum of light absorbed. It is always in fraction of 1, since for one oxygen molecule liberation, a minimum of 8 quanta of light are required, making the quantum yield to be 1 by 8 or 0.125. The number of quanta or photons required to release one molecule of oxygen is called quantum requirement. When we deal with the factors affecting photosynthesis, these terms are important, like the saturation point. which is the light intensity at which a plant shows maximum rate of photosynthesis. During low light intensity, as in morning or evening, there is no gaseous exchange as the rate of photosynthesis becomes equal to that of respiration. This point, when there is no difference between the rate of photosynthesis and respiration, is called the light compensation point. An efficient model of gaseous exchange leading to a stable equilibrium in any ecosystem regarding photosynthesizing plants would be to keep the rate of photosynthesis and respiration at equilibrium. That is, the amount of carbon dioxide let out during respiration should be sufficient for the rate of photosynthesis to continue without the need for absorption of carbon dioxide by the plant. Since carbon dioxide concentration is a major factor influencing the rate of photosynthesis and its concentration is very low in the atmosphere, a stage in carbon dioxide concentration when there is no net absorption of CO2 by illuminated plant organ is called the carbon dioxide compensation point. At this point, photosynthesis rate is equal to respiration rate. The present level of CO2 concentration in the atmosphere is effective only for C4 plants. Since photosynthetic rate is affected by many other factors, Blackman's law of limiting factors comes into effect. According to this law, when a process is conditioned as to its rapidity by a number of separate factors, the rate of the process is limited by the pace of the slowest factor. Suppose a leaf is exposed to a certain light intensity which can use 5 mg of CO2 per hour during photosynthesis. If only 1 mg of CO2 enters the leaf in an hour, the rate of photosynthesis is limited due to CO2 factor. But as the concentration of the CO2 increases from 1 to 5 mg per hour, the rate of photosynthesis is also increased. This stands true for all the factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. Thus, a limiting factor is that factor which is deficient to such an extent that increase in its value directly increases the rate of the process. Inhibition of photosynthesis by increase in oxygen concentration is called the Warburg's effect. Oxygen is inhibiting because it favors photorespiration. Photorespiration is a light-dependent process in which oxygen is consumed and carbon dioxide is liberated, leading to wasteful loss of carbon dioxide. Oxygen competes with carbon dioxide and destroys activated state of chlorophyll. This is the breakup of the enzyme catalyzed reactions occurring during the photosynthesis metabolism. Photosynthesis starts with the absorption of light, photons, by the pigment complex molecules that get activated or excited through expulsion of electrons within their nucleus. This expulsion triggers photocatalytic split of water molecules, leading to release of electrons and protons that reimburse the loss of electrons from the pigment molecules. In order to continue this process without break, the expelled electrons are accepted and transferred through a series of electron acceptor biomolecules. And during each such transfer, the biomolecule gets oxidized and reduced alternatively. At specific points of this cyclic oxidation-reduction reaction, protons are accumulated through a specific protein complex that initiates a phosphorylation reaction leading to the synthesis of energy biomolecule ATP. The end reaction of the electron transfer is the formation of biological hydrogen molecule, that is the NADPH. Both the ATP and NADPH, also called as assimilatory powers, generated during photosynthesis or in the so-called light reaction, are to be used up for the synthesis of carbohydrate in the dark reaction, or in other words, reduction of carbon dioxide to yield sugar molecules that further can be used to synthesize starch or any other organic compound. This process carries significance such that there is regeneration of the NADP, which is to be cycled back to continue the process in the daytime. Chloroplasts are vital organelles of photosynthetic cells in algae and higher plants, acting as the suppliers of carbon sources and energy. Chloroplast is a large organelle with a complex structure harboring two outer membranes called the chloroplast envelope and the third extensively folded internal membrane system called thylakoid. The thylakoid membrane is composed of two morphologically distinct domains, the grana domain, which is characterized by approximately 5 to 20 layers of cylindrical stacks of thylakoid membrane discs, and the stroma lamellae domain, which are stroma exposed membrane pairs connecting the grana stacks. The inner membranes of chloroplasts, like those of all plastids, are impermeable to polar and charged molecules. Traffic across these membranes is mediated by sets of specific transporters. All the necessary biocatalysts for evolution of molecular oxygen and the photochemical conversion are embedded in the grana lamellae and the stroma lamellae in a way to carry out the oxido-reduction reaction with high efficiency. The second phase of the photosynthetic metabolism, the actual synthetic phase or the dark reaction as it is referred to, takes place in the stroma matrix of the chloroplast, which houses all the necessary enzymes and their cofactors for the same. However, in lower organisms like prokaryotes, membranous thylakoids do not exist and the whole process is carried out in plasma membrane extensions called chromatophores in bacteria and phycobilisomes in cyanobacteria. Chlorophyll is the primary pigment that takes part in photosynthesis. They are lipid molecules embedded in the thylakoid membrane. They absorb most strongly in the blue and red region and least strongly in the green region of the visible spectrum. There are 9 types of chlorophyll molecules: chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E, bacteriochlorophyll A, bacteriochlorophyll B, chlorobium chlorophyll 650, and chlorobium chlorophyll 666. Chlorophyll A is the primary photosynthetic pigment with the formula C55H72O5N4Mg. It has a porphyrin head, which is a closed ring made of tetrapyrrole ring with a long phytol chain that is hydrophobic. Head portion has magnesium ion. Chlorophyll A absorbs blue, that is 430 nanometers, and red 662 nanometers light and found in all photosynthetic organisms. Chlorophyll B with the formula C55H70O6N4Mg absorbs blue 430 nanometers and orange 644 nanometers light. Chloroplasts always contain both chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. They complement each other's range of light absorption in the visible region, and most plants contain about twice as much chlorophyll A as chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll B is found in red algae and chlorophyll E is found in the xanthophysian member. Carotenoid pigments are accessory pigments or shield pigments, and they protect chlorophyll from photooxidation, which is otherwise called photobleaching or solarization of chlorophyll, by high light intensity. Hence, they are photoprotective agents. They are also embedded in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast. They are also lipid compounds, and they absorb most strongly in the blue and green region of the visible spectrum and least strongly in the red and orange. Carotenoids absorb light energy and transfer it to the chlorophyll molecules. They are of 2 types, carotene and xanthophyll. Carotene are reduced molecules with the formula of C40H56, with beta-carotene as the most widespread carotene that is associated with chlorophyll A. The pigment is orange-yellow in color. For example, lycopene in tomato is a carotene pigment. Xanthophyll is the other carotenoid pigment that has oxygen in addition to carbon and hydrogen. Example of few xanthophyll is lutein and cryptoxanthine. Carotenoids are also called light harvesting or antenna molecules. Another group of accessory pigments are the phycobilin pigments that are found in red and blue-green algae. They are hot water soluble pigments. Phycocyanin and phycoerythrin are the 2 types of phycobilin. Thank you for joining the series. Looking forward to meet you with a more detailed talk on photosynthesis.